Soapbox moment. Before we get on with the actual game part of the review, I want to address the pricing limbo the industry finds itself in right now. In no way unrelated to the current console generation's utilization of downloadable content. When I say downloadable content, I mean updates, patches, small games. So it's either 2006-ish for consoles or 1988 for PCs. Ugh. How hard would it have been to put a little memory in that bitch? I'm not being picky or unrealistic. Look, 8-bit cartridge from 1986. Built into the cartridge. They couldn't have put that in the console? Really? Recently, Valve had a sale in which they dramatically cut the price of their game Left 4 Dead. This wasn't in stores. This was only on Steam, their downloadable internet service. And for the time of the sale, their numbers shot up. Store owners were worried it might affect sales, but it didn't. As a result, Valve posed the question, are games too expensive? Yeah! See, in the 80s and 90s, games were like 40 to 50 because when they started, well, they had to manufacture this. A cartridge, which is all this shit. And this costs money, not just to produce. You have to ship it and stock it. And then sell it. But then CDs came around, and this is just a thin layer of bumps and grooves denoting on and off, or to you, 1 and 0, which is a hell of a lot cheaper to produce than all this shit, yet they kept charging the same amount. And now with downloadable content, there still is the cost of shipping and stocking. Only shipping is now an issue of bandwidth, which you pay for. And stocking is an issue of a hard drive that you paid for. The only real reason we're still charging people this much for games is because we used to. It makes no sense. That's like liquor stores closing on Sundays, separation of church and state, bitch. Okay, that was a tangent, my apologies, but look, remember in iRobot when the CEO of that big-ass corporation says,
I don't know, maybe you simply would have banned the internet to keep the libraries open.
And I remember GameStop back when it was software, etc. We can't have warm, fuzzy feelings for companies or business models that have become outdated in the span of our lifetimes. And it's fairly clear that the success of these cheaper downloadable games and add-ons and whatever during a time of recession is no coincidence. It's because they cost less money. And frankly, a lot of them are damn good. So this $50 to $60 bullshit has to stop. Anyway, how about we review a game? Flower. Downloadable game, $10, PlayStation Network. Let's jump right in, see what happens. Now, this game was made by That Game Company, who had previously made Flow, which had the exact same controls, yet totally different style of play. You use the PlayStation 6-axis to move yourself, and use one button, and by one button I mean any button, to move forward. And that's it. Insanely simplistic controls, yet both of these games are some of the best implementation of the underused 6-axis on the PS3 controller ever. Good job. Let's see, so you play as the wind collecting flower petals, and, you, kinda... Oh, this is interesting. There's no timer or scoreboard or anything. It's really just a matter of being a completist or not, because you can't really die. I mean, the graphics are nice. It actually runs in 1080. It's blades of grass. That's nice. Sometimes collecting stuff can add saturation to monotone areas. It's very, FYI, marijuana does not hurt this experience. Okay, let's give a review. I Halle Berry.